Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or whatever, wherever it is, wherever you are. Um, so I want to talk to you guys about something. Have you ever seen a stick inside of a body of water? Like we all know that the stick is straight, right? And then we see it in the body of water, and it looks crooked to us. And then we all know if you go grab the stick and you pull it out, more than likely the stick is going to be straight. But no matter what, if you put it down into that water again, it'll look crooked. Our senses in that instance have deceived us, right? And so that story, I think about in a few different things, right? I think about it in a few different things, but right now I want to talk about the fact that that reminds me of the stories that we tell ourselves, how real they might seem or look to us in that moment, right? I'm so victim of this, and I know everybody else is. I'm a big victim of it in my shower or when I get stuck in traffic. Those are the two big ones for me. Uh, but these stories that we tell ourselves in our head don't necessarily have any grasp on reality around us. They don't affect reality around us. They're just stories that we tell ourselves. And they could be good. More often than not, they're negative. Um, And I think it's important not necessarily to shame those stories or to say that they're completely irrelevant or completely false, because I mean they are part of us, right? But I think they need to be like looked at as what they are. They're just stories. Sometimes we get caught up in these like arguments with our friends or family members, and we will play out the argument 3 million times in our minds before we even talk to them. And then by the time we talk to them, we've got this emotional baggage that we just unload on them, and it's so not fair. It's all in our mind of this whole thing that we just made. The term is making mountains out of a molehill, right? It's just making something way bigger than it needs to be. Um, and an easy way we do this is we get caught up in those stories in our heads. So the way that I combat this, right, is I usually talk to people. When I get caught up in my head and I get these stories, especially if they're negative stories, I just find my trusted friend and I go talk to them about it. Sometimes that's difficult because it might be embarrassing or it might be weird or awkward or whatever it is. Maybe I don't want to tell the person, but I know if I get caught up in that story in my head, it pulls me away from reality and the places where I'm at. So that's just what I had to tell you. I sometimes get caught up in these, and I just really wanted to really touch on the fact that they don't always have to coincide with reality and what we want our lives to look like. So that's all I got for you guys right now. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon.